we can use like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
I feel like I cannot say something bad about or some sensitive topics under the camera. In China, they cannot vote for their president. Yeah.
Muy buenas noches, chicos, estamos en Tainan, estamos en Taiwán y estamos en una hamburguesería con Aileen
Hello, hola.
y con Bella. Y estamos aquí en Taiwán, son dos personas que han estado en China, han trabajado en China, incluso estudiado, y entonces nos van a contar un poquito su experiencia y las diferencias entre Taiwán y China. Así que, primero, you were working in China, right?
Yeah.
So how was your experience there, and can you tell us about the difference between China and Taiwan?
Yeah, okay. So I was working in Shanghai, and so I was there for 1 year. And I think the working environment in Shanghai is very intense. And when your boss asks you to do the thing, you have to do it immediately. So I think for me, working in Shanghai is very nervous, and I feel always intense. But I think my colleagues are really nice, and my colleagues are from everywhere around China, and but most of them are from Shanghai. So, but the weird thing is they always speak Shanghainese. So it's like Shanghai is a group. Shanghainese, they always stay in a group, and then when I talk to them, then sometimes they reply me in Shanghainese. So I couldn't understand.
So you think people from Shanghai are different than the rest of China as well?
I think so, because they think they are very modern. It's very more international in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
And also the price in Shanghai is higher than other cities.
And when you were there, like, you felt that the treatment was different for being Taiwanese as if you were Chinese, or it was the same?
You mean the treatment?
Yeah, like the way the people treat you.
The way they treat me, I think I believe that most of them are very nice, just like the people in Taiwan. They show kindness everywhere, but just maybe some of them, like I said, like Shanghainese is a little bit arrogant, and so. But I believe most of them are nice. But they really care about the politics between Taiwan and China very much.
Mm-hmm.
So I often ask by them about the policy issue, like how do you think? Do you want to be part of China? Or yeah, they always ask. They are very curious about this all the time. And I didn't reply then.
You never replied.
I never reply. I just say I like China, but maybe, to be honest, I don't want to be part of them. But yeah, I didn't reply then that like Taiwan is independent country, and no, I never replied that.
Yeah. Porque tenemos que decir que para toda la gente china, Taiwán es parte de China. Es decir, si tú vas a China, si vas a los aeropuertos o a cualquier sitio o preguntas a cualquier persona china, te van a decir que Taiwán es otra parte de China. En cambio, si vienes aquí a Taiwán, la gente opina lo contrario, que de hecho es un país independiente. So I was telling that if you go to China, everyone in China will say that Taiwan is a part of China.
Yes, that's
So
true.
why is that? Because that's the way they teach them in the school, or?
Yes, that because they were told that Taiwan is part of China when they were very little, and they thought that we are part of them already. And so when they ask us about our opinions towards China, and I feel like they want us to reply that we are part of them, because for the history we came from there as well. But but it was like a very long time ago, and we have different styles, different way of living. So, so people in Taiwan, have many, we definitely have differences, many differences um, between China and Taiwan. Like in Taiwan, I think it's free. It's more free. And
Like, what kind of things you can do in Taiwan that you cannot do in China, for example?
I think for example, I can say anything bad about the government, and people usually usually say very bad thing about the government, and they can talk like any issues. They can do they can do any activities, political activities in front of the government. Yeah, but in China, also for us, we can vote. Like we have our right to vote for everything. So, but in China, they cannot vote for their president. Yeah, and also if you say something bad about the government, it is likely that you will get
Yeah, punished
Yeah.
in some way. Yeah, like when I was in China, I realized there was not much freedom of speech, right? So here it would be more like maybe a European country that you more democratic, that you can talk about anything and you will not have any issues with the government or.
Yes.
Bueno chicos, pues como veis hemos bajado a otra planta, estamos en un sitio distinto porque nos han echado, es tarde y están cerrando, así que vamos a continuar aquí. Espero que se escuche bien, pero bueno, ahora vamos a hablar de las apps que se usan en China, ya que no son las mismas que se usan en el resto del mundo, sobre todo en Europa. Which apps do they use in China?
We can use like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Netflix, and Spotify.
Está diciendo que todas estas apps no se pueden usar en China, sino like Chinese people, in order to use this kind of apps, like they have to use a VPN.
Yes.
They have like different apps, right? Like, do you know what apps they have in China? Like Jifubao, WeChat, right? We're gonna talk about the education. Like, el sistema educativo de China es muy bueno. How is the educational system here in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, I think we study a lot from junior high school to high school. And then when we enter to university, it really depends because some students are not that really focused on the study anymore. They try to explore more interest during the university year. But because I have studied in China before, and I was studying in the university in Shanghai, and I found that students there focus a lot on the study. They always study a lot, like all the time. I don't know why, because I remember the first day I was in the class, and the student there just like reading, they are like reading all the time, and I was very shocked because for me I wouldn't read like for the first class, because for me I feel like I want to explore more things. I want to more interest in the university, not just study all the time. Yeah.
Eso también es un poco diferente a lo que tenemos en España, que normalmente pues hacemos el bachillerato y a medida que vamos subiendo pues vamos estudiando más. Normalmente en el bachillerato se estudia menos, en la universidad se estudia más, pero aquí no. Aquí, here the important thing is like to study a lot in the high school in order to get to a good university, and then when you're already in the good university, you don't study that much, right?
That's true. That's true.
Así es como funciona aquí, es diferente. También otra cosa que es distinta, another thing that it's different, is like the language. That they use also Mandarin here in Taiwan, right?
Yes.
But it's not written the same way. So can you explain this a little bit?
Yeah, so in Taiwan we use traditional Chinese, but in China they use simplified Chinese. So the characters are literally in China characters are simplified, but in Taiwan we can understand all. But for the Chinese, some of them don't understand the traditional one because it's more complicated to write. Yeah.
So Taiwanese people use the same characters as they used like long time ago, right?
Yes, it's like a long time ago from the ancient Chinese culture, they use traditional one. But due to the Cultural Revolution, they started to use the simplified characters.
Y el último tema que vamos a tratar es un poco la seguridad. So, how's the safety in China and how's the safety in Taiwan? Yo que he estado en China, puedo decir que la seguridad, al menos donde estaba yo, es bastante buena. And how do you feel if there's any difference between China and Taiwan?
For the safety?
For the safety, yeah.
Yeah, for the safety, I think in Taiwan and in China, I feel very safe. But in China, I noticed that there are many cameras all the time. When you go everywhere, there are like cameras. I could also feel the cameras were moving, like when you go. So I was very awareness about the cameras. So I couldn't like, I feel like I cannot say something bad about or some sensitive topics under the camera. But in Taiwan, like we do have cameras as well for the street, but I feel safe and free to speak anytime. But in China, it's the different ways. Of course, I feel safe, but it's different.
So, that's it, guys. Esto ha sido hasta hoy. Es tarde, ya tenemos que cerrar. Thank you very much, Edlin. Thank you very much, Bella. Hey, chicos, como siempre, mañana más y mejor. Un saludo. Adiós.